Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 10 overrated makeup products. Now yes, sometimes we just get a little overwhelmed and sometimes we just get a little overexcited whenever a new makeup product drops in the market. Sometimes it is just a good marketing strategy where everybody says this is wonderful, get it, you should have this, how can you miss it, it is a must have, it is a must do, and we end up buying a lot of different makeup products and slowly we realize no, that's not up to my expectation. Yes, here in this basket also I have 10 makeup products which I have realized that they are highly overrated and I don't see why they are overrated. They definitely don't fall into a category of 5-star. They're definitely 3-star, 2-star makeup products, but they still get a lot of attention and still a lot of us, I would say, content creators do recommend these makeup products. But in this video I'm going to be talking about 10 makeup products which I have also, maybe some of the products would have been my favorite also in the past, and after using it like more than 1.5 years, 2 years, I do not feel going back to them anymore. At least these products which I'm going to show you today, I have not used them in past 6-7 months, and I do feel I have much more better makeup products right here in drugstore. And why am I just sticking around with them, and why should anybody else also buy these? Because they are not extraordinarily done, they are just overrated in the market. So without rambling too much, let's just get into all of these overrated makeup products one by one. By no means I'm trying to say these makeup products I'm going to show you today are bad and you should not be getting them. If you use them and if you love it already and this is something like your favorite and you're obsessed with, continue using it. Everyone has a different expectation from a makeup product, as well as how they want to look or what kind of skin type they have. Everything together plays a very important role for a makeup product to become a favorite. Let's get started with the first one. The first one is something which, oh my god, a lot of you are going to hate me for this, but past 6 months I've realized this is not something which I like putting on my skin anymore, and it is just overly hyped. It's the Master Chrome Maybelline New York Master Chrome Metallic Illuminating Highlighters. Yes, sorry, I'm gonna make this face like I think for every single product I'm gonna show you, but when I was making this basket overrated products, I feel this highlighter is highly overrated. Because I see whenever I put out a video where I talk about a highlighter, everybody comes back to me and say, I need a supple highlighter. I need a highlighter which does not enhance my texture. I do not need a highlighter which is chunky. And all of these things you will get when you use this highlighter. It does enhance your texture. It is not finely milled. It is chunky. It is glittery. And I realized it more this time because when I bought the peach one as well, oh my god, that is way too chunky and way too glittery. So you can totally skip the Master Chrome highlighter. Instead you can go for many other good highlighters in the market if you are not into chunky highlighters, and this is definitely not up to my expectation anymore, because I do feel I'm also responsible for saying it that it is one of the best highlighters in past videos of mine, but you would have seen me not showing this highlighter this year because I don't use it, I don't enjoy it, because I have much more better highlighters for lesser price or a little more price, but not this one. And this is really thick and chunky. You see this pan also would have a lot of glitter and chunk. You see this? So it's super thick and it is super chunky and super glittery. It is definitely one of the intense highlighters, but not something I would suggest or put it on my face anymore. So yes, if you haven't tried Master Chrome by Maybelline, you can still skip it. This is not something wow. There are many good highlighters in the market which you can try. This is definitely overrated. I will just give it like a 3-star. Moving on in this video, I have another product by Maybelline. So yes, Maybelline has a lot of hits and lots of misses. I will make a dedicated video later in the future where I'll talk about my favorite Maybelline products as well. But this one is definitely not my favorite. I have not used this product more than 5 times, I would say. Reason I'm going to tell you in a minute. This is the Maybelline Fit Me blush. Now I don't know why it is favorite blush of everyone, because this blush has a lot of kickback going on. It has a little shimmer chunks as well. The shimmer doesn't show up a lot on the skin, but I would say it doesn't allow the blush to appear good on the skin. It just fades away in like 15 minutes or 20 minutes because the pigment is not strong, and it has, as I said, a lot of kickback. My blushes, I do prefer them having a kickback but not glitter chunks, because then it doesn't allow the product to stay, because it just keeps falling. So I don't know why it is so favorite of so many people, because it doesn't work for me. It does not work for me at all. And I feel there are a lot of good blushes in drugstore compared to Maybelline one, and there are so many brands like K-Beauty, even Nykaa, Calabar. There are so many different brands to try, but I don't know what the hype is all about here. It has a lot of shades, but I do not see any performing on my skin. So yes, I would give it like 1 star. It's a non-existing product for me, frankly speaking. Sorry, don't feel bad or don't feel that why am I being so critical, but this video is all about the reality check. This doesn't work for me. Tell me if you have the same experience, because a lot of time we don't share our experiences. But I have never reviewed this product on my channel because I have not enjoyed it. I have not even used it more than 5 times, so how can I review it? But today is the day when I talk about this one. It's completely full. I don't enjoy it. The formula is not good. Even if I pay 100 rupees, I need a good blush. But the Maybelline one is not something which I would recommend anyone. Oh my god, I can't believe that I'm holding another Maybelline product, but I think this is the last one by Maybelline. Now this is not a product which I don't love, but I think it is really highly overrated now. Now it's done. We are done with it. Is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Normal to Oily Skin Foundation. See, the foundation is very good, I would say. It's an excellent foundation, but why it is overrated? Because when people start comparing this foundation with a MAC foundation, or people start comparing this foundation with your high-end foundation, any high-end foundation, I do feel really, if it is so close to your high-end, or if it is just a dupe of your MAC foundation or your Too Faced foundation, why would anybody buy a MAC foundation, or why would anybody buy a Too Faced foundation? So I don't understand why it is being so overly hyped and compared to high-end foundations. Though I would say the consistency and the way the foundation blends on the skin is well done, but it's definitely not out of the box. Now every brand has this formula, I feel, and brands have more number of shades as well to choose from. So if you feel that, okay, if I have to get that one drugstore foundation, it has to be only Maybelline Fit Me, no, you're wrong. There are many other brands who have done an amazing job recently. I can just name it on my hand. Lakme has done an amazing job with their Prime Plus Matte Foundation. Instead, I would say that is much better than the Maybelline Fit Me, and the shade family is really good in the Lakme one than the Maybelline. Then I would say Nykaa Skin Shield foundations are much better, and I would give them more than 5 star because it just sits well onto Indian skin. But this one is definitely overrated, and this didn't even fall into my last year's favorites because I did not use the foundation much. I do have this last bottle. I just mix it with something and use it. That I don't see myself getting it again because I do feel there are much more better foundation, and this is now हो गया, इसका time खत्म हो गया है, अभी इसे चले जाना चाहिए. So yes, definitely it is a 5-star foundation, but it is definitely too much overrated compared to many other good foundations in the market. Moving on in this video, another foundation by a well-known brand. I just don't understand how it works for everyone and it doesn't work for me. I don't know. Please enlighten me if it has worked for you, and if it has not worked for you, please enlighten me with that also. is the Sugar Drop the Base Serum Foundation. It's not a foundation. Sorry, it is not a foundation. It is like a serum which is very dewy, and it doesn't allow your other products to perform well onto the skin. If you want to make your matte foundation dewy, you can add this, but this doesn't work as a good foundation, and I've seen people putting it as a main base, and I don't know how it stays on their skin. Please enlighten me. But this is definitely one of the most hyped foundation in Sugar Cosmetic. Dusra, this foundation is technically all the time on 50% discount on Sugar Cosmetic. So I really don't understand what the hype is all about, and why it is always on discount. Maybe it is not selling out, I don't know, but it is definitely not a 5-star foundation. It is a 1-star foundation. You can see how much I've used, and I'm going to show you a little close up on this foundation. You see this keeps floating and the foundation is settled. So this is the main liquid, and that's the foundation you see up. This happens all the time. I had to show you this because this is not a foundation, and just do not buy it. If you're a combination to oily skin, then I would say stay away from this. You are not supposed to put this on your skin, because you may just feel heavy on your pores, on your skin, as well as your other makeup products are just going to melt on your skin, and you'll be like, oh my god, what just happened? So this is a overly hyped product which doesn't do anything as a foundation. You can though mix this foundation with many other matte foundations of yours. I have done that, and I have really liked the consistency of my other matte foundation when I mix this one. But by itself, it's not the product as a makeup investment. So yes, I would just give this foundation no star. Since I just spoke about a Sugar Cosmetic product, I have another Sugar product in my hand. Is the Contour de Force Face Palette Supple Summit. This is how the face palette looks like, and then you have these 3 shades: blush, highlighter and bronzer. Now when I got this palette, even I got a little excited. As I said, sometimes we just get a little excited because everybody is excited, and even we want to get excited to buy a new makeup and try it. Being a content creator, this happens a lot many times with me, but as a consumer it should not happen, because or else you will just be buying a lot of makeup and just accumulating it. This happened with this one. When I bought it initially, the first time I used it, I really liked it, but as and when I started using the product, I felt, what is it doing for me? Am I really loving the product? No. I always have to go back to a single pan or another face palette to complete my look. So yes, I did not enjoy this palette. I don't see myself using it, and I don't see the point of buying this palette because all the shades are not functional, and for specifically I would say the highlighter and the bronzer are complete dirt for Indian skin. Though this shade can work as a good contour for very few skin tones, not even everyone. They recently launched a deeper tone palette, but I still don't feel very fascinated by seeing that palette as well. It is definitely one of the most overhyped palette in Sugar Cosmetic. I do feel there are much more good face palette by other brands. Try them. Makeup Revolution has so many good face palettes, or even other brands, high-end brands have it. So if you have to spend a little money extra, why not put on a palette where all the shades are functional and they perform on your skin tone, rather getting something for $9.99 and do nothing. So this is definitely not a palette which is a 5-star palette for me. If I would have ranked, I would have ranked this palette as 2-star. So yes, something which I feel is really overrated. Moving on in this video, next up I have a product by Nykaa. Oh, I'm so glad that I don't have too many products by Nykaa, because it happens a lot of times that I have a lot of disappointing products as well from Nykaa, but this time I have only 2 products. First one is the Nykaa Prep Me Up Face Primer Tone Plus Smoothen Plus Perfect. It's just a silicone primer. I don't know why people gravitate towards this primer when everybody wants a hydrating, a dewy finish primer, a primer where your foundation sticks on. The drawback on this primer is that it is complete silicone. It is a silicone in a tube. You see, it's silicone. What basically it does, it just fills in your pore. But if you go in with a matte foundation, it can be a little drying, and after certain hours your foundation may start to break and flake. So I don't see the point of me putting this primer on my skin. This tube has a lot of product. When I bought it, I was not very excited. I have reviewed this product with more other products. That time also I said that it's not something out of the box or wonderful. Instead, if they would have got me a more of a hydrating primer, I would have been more happy. But a silicone primer is just not something which I would like to put on my skin anymore. And if you see yourself also, you will see that nowadays nobody gravitates towards silicone based primer, because after some time you do feel that your pores feel clogged and you feel heavy on the skin. And it is definitely one of the overhyped products in Nykaa, and I see a lot of buzz on this primer. But this is definitely not a 5-star primer. It is just like a 2-star. If you have a lot of pores, I would still say go in with a dewy finish primer after putting this one, because this may just break your foundation or just enhance your texture, because it is not adding anything extra apart from just packing up your pores. So this is definitely one of the overrated products into Nykaa cosmetic. Since I was talking about Nykaa, let's move on to another Nykaa product which I feel it's very much overrated, and I don't see the point, because if I see doing brows, I do feel people do not prefer more of a pigmented brow pencil. They want something less pigmented and give more time for you to work. You really don't want your brow pencil to be like your kajal. This is the Nykaa Brow Chika eyebrow pencil. Whenever I have done my brows with it, it has just messed up badly. Now I have stopped using it. It's been more than 8 months I have used this pencil. It is just lying into my vanity, and it just made it to this video. So yes, it is supremely pigmented, and the spoolie which you get in here is very harsh on your brows. It's very sharp. Even on your fingertips you can feel the harshness. It is just not the one. But I have seen so much buzz around this one as well. Like, people love it. That's really nice. If you love it, continue using it. But I do feel there are much better eyebrow pencil, even by Nykaa, I would say, and much more better eyebrow pencil in a good pricing by other brands. I would say just completely skip it if you're not a person who enjoys a lot of pigmented brow pencils. This is like your straight up kajal. I'm gonna give you a swatch. This is one swipe. I'll do a live swatch. See, this is straight up kajal. This is not your brow pencil. You can use it as a kajal, I would say. So yes, something overly hyped in Nykaa cosmetic, and I don't see the need of it, and I don't recommend this kajal to anyone. I would just give this pencil as 1 star or no star. Definitely not something which you should be getting. Sorry for those vague faces I end up making in between. Those are just my emotions which are just coming into expressions. I'm not doing it purposely. It just happens. It just happens. Next up, I have 2 expensive products by MAC Cosmetic. Now I must tell you, it was very hard for me to get a MAC product in past. Why hard? Because I just started YouTube. I never wanted to buy too many things. I was very calculative, and I was just a small channel. I'm still a very small channel, but that time I was very small. Nobody knew me, so I was very skeptical. I used to think like a million times spending. But this one is like the first MAC product which I happened to pick up from MAC store, and my husband was very happy when I reached 1,000 subscribers and he took me to MAC store and he got it, because this was one of the most hyped product also. So I made up my mind earlier only that I will, first product if I have to get, will be a MAC bronzer, because that is something which I'm always gravitated towards. So I got the MAC bronzer, the MAC bronzing powder. It's the matte bronzing powder. I don't know if it has a shade name. I don't think it has a shade name. And this powder is like this. Frankly speaking, girls, I've not used this bronzer even once because it did not perform. I've done a comparison video with NYX bronzer long time back on my channel, where I did compare this bronzer with my NYX. It looks pretty dark, but it doesn't have any pigment. I don't know. You can see I have tried to scrape it and do a lot of things, but it doesn't come. You see, it doesn't come only. See, it doesn't come at all. It doesn't. My brush doesn't pick up. Not a single brush in this world has picked up this bronzer, and it doesn't work. And I don't know what's the hype is all about. Instead, their Skinfinish mineralized bronzers are really good. I've seen it personally in the store. I've seen this also, but I just don't like it. I wasted 2600 rupees on this. Frankly speaking, it was a lot of money that time. Still, it is a lot of money, but I got really disappointed by MAC, really. So if you want to get a bronzer, there are many other high-end brands to go for, but you can totally skip MAC Cosmetic for bronzer. Yeah, you have me right. And they are definitely overrated. I think MAC is now, there are many other international brands, there are many other high-end brands, they're better than MAC. I feel MAC is just overly priced, and now it is like a word of mouth. MAC lipstick. Oh, I want to have a MAC lipstick. It's like that feeling. It's not like, oh wow, it's a MAC lipstick. That wow feeling is not coming anymore. So that wow factor is not there in this bronzer, and it is definitely not a 5-star. It is definitely too overrated. I remember seeing so many international content creators and Indian YouTubers saying, oh my god, MAC bronzer is like the cult. It's the perfect bronzer. You need to get it. It's a must-have. I was highly fooled on this one, so don't get it. If you want to get a good high-end bronzer, get from Too Faced, get from Becca. They're amazing, they're well done. But this one, skip it. I think as I'm progressing in this video, I'm getting way louder. It happens when your money just got wasted and you feel hurt from inside, then it just starts coming out in your expressions as well. So sorry for that. But if you really like that bronzer and if you're using it, continue using it. But mine didn't work for me. Next up, again a MAC product, and again something I feel still it is overrated. Don't get it. Don't get it. I'm telling you. It's the Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skinfinish highlighter. This is how it comes. You don't need this highlighter. It's very powdery. It's all over the pan, you can see. It's very powdery, very chunky, and it is not soft and gentle on my skin. Sorry, it is not. It is a very much overrated skin finish highlighter into MAC Cosmetic. You have a lot of different highlighters in the market. MAC is not the one to go for. If I have to rate this, if I had to really rate it out of 5, I would just give 2 stars to this highlighter, because I don't wear this highlighter. It just enhances my texture. It is all over my face and it doesn't do a great job for my skin. So yes, if you were looking ahead for this highlighter, you can totally skip it. You know why. I have given you a very basic valid reason why I don't like these products being so overrated. Yes, it's very much overrated now, and now people don't buy it because of the quality. People buy it because, oh, I have MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter. Don't waste your money like that. You have to be very mindful and very smart. And be smart, get something else. Before I jump on to the next product, there are a few more pointers I would like to point on the MAC highlighter. Do not buy the highlighter by seeing a hand swatch. Second, do not buy the highlighter by seeing a swatch on somebody else's face, because this highlighter performs very differently for different skin, I feel. Because when I use it on my skin, it is just like a shimmering powder on my skin. It just spreads all over my face. However I do it, I can give you a close-up. As I've already given you a close-up, the highlighter is all over the place. It is very powdery. It is very powdery. So it doesn't blend, it just vaguely sits onto my skin as a glittery chunk. So if you are buying this highlighter, I would highly recommend you go to the store, give a try on. If you like it on your skin, if you like the appearance of the highlighter on the skin, then buy it. But this is definitely too overrated. As I mentioned earlier, you really don't need this highlighter. There are much better baked highlighters, mineralized finish highlighters in the market. Go and buy your MAC Cosmetic baked highlighter. Amazingly done, well done highlighters. You will be like, why did I buy this one? So this is definitely not a 5-star highlighter for me. It is definitely just a 2-star, as I said earlier. So you can totally skip it. Don't just buy things because everybody is buying. I always say this. I always tell you these things on my Instagram also, that don't buy things in a hurry. They are here, they're not going anywhere now. Once it is being launched in India, it is going to stay for longer, at least for 2 years. Give time, go see the product in person, try it on yourself, and then decide for yourself. Just do not buy products because your friend has it, your favorite content creator has it, your favorite YouTuber has it, and she keeps showing you the same product in 10 videos of hers. Maybe it's working wonderful for her, maybe it is not going to work for you. And that's how I got, like, you know, disappointed with my purchase, because I also followed the same path which I'm telling you not to follow, and I bought these expensive products. But I did learn a lot after buying these 2 products by MAC, that no, Anjana, you're spending so much. Go to the store, check the product, then buy the product. How much time is it going to take? A little longer than your usual buying. Wait, you're putting so much money. You're going to use this makeup for next 3 years, and I will tell you that highlighter and bronzer, I have not used it. No, I have not used it. I have just wasted close to 6,000 rupees on those 2 products. So yes, you can totally skip it. Now I have 2 eyeshadow palettes which I do feel are overrated, and I do feel they are not something which you can completely use. Secondly, they're not versatile. And yes, for the price you will say, how much do you want? But I do feel even for that kind of a pricing, even a small pricing, an inexpensive product should be fully functional for me. First up, I have this Nicka 9-pan eyeshadow palettes. I had like 4 of them. I've discarded 3. I have only 1 left with me. I don't approve of these palettes. They are highly overrated. The pigment is there with every single shadow you see here. The reason of me not loving them is the amount of fall off these shadows give. And once you start blending these shadows, you will see there will be a considerable fall off. Secondly, then you do not see the exact color which you put on your eyes. It is something else only altogether. So it does end up changing the shade as well while blending them. So you understood why these palettes are not something which you should be going and buying next time just because it is for 499 rupees, or in an offer you're getting 3 palettes for 1000 rupees, which I have done earlier in the past. So I was highly disappointed, and I should frankly tell you, I did not enjoy single palette. All the 3 palettes I did not enjoy. I cannot use this whole palette on my eyes because these palettes have a lot of fall off, a lot of kickback. You can totally skip it, keep yourself away. They are definitely overrated, and I must tell you, sorry, the eye looks which you end up seeing on Instagram or YouTube, they're edited. Girls, they're edited. Like when I do an eye look and I do my face makeup, you never see the beach wala part, na? You never see that what happened in between. Those in betweens, these fall offs are being wiped off. I've also done it, but as a content creator, I need to tell you this, that yes, this palette has a considerable fall off. You should be using like this or like that, but this palette cannot perform. I don't see it performing the best possible way. I could do it with makeup on or without my base makeup on. I just don't like the formula on it. It's too chunky. It's not the smoothest eyeshadow palette. So decide for yourself, will you be interested in buying a palette like this? And if you already have it and you also suffer from the same thing, then you should think again, should you be buying more from this? Because I have not used this palette I don't see myself using it, and I do not recommend Nicka K palettes to anyone. So yes, these are definitely one of the most overrated palette, because just because they are for $4.99. Frankly speaking, they are overrated not for the quality, for the pricing. And most of the time the selling point for this palette is the pricing. Nobody talks about the quality. So if you ask me, I would just give this palette 1 star. I think I'm in a very criticizing mood now. This happens with me. Not a good idea. Which is going to lead to our last palette and the last product of this video, and I would like to keep my mouth as shut as I can, is the Nykaa Eyes on Me palette. Now I had the Tinsel Twilight one also, which I gave it to someone just to play around with the palette. This is the, I don't know what shade is, Sundowner Stunner palette, which I bought after Tinsel Twilight, because when I did the review, a lot of you said you should have done that, you should have done that, you should have applied the shadows. I was like, really? Am I using the eyeshadow palette? Am I using eyeshadows for the first time? No. I think I know a lot about eyeshadows, and I do use a lot of eyeshadows, and I do buy a lot of eyeshadow palettes, not because I like accumulating them, just because I know how to use them well. Coming down to this one, after your recommendation, after your complaints, I end up buying another one. I am like that. I take your thoughts and suggestions very seriously. When I can take it, when I can spend, I can buy it, I will definitely do that. Here also, I did not like the quality on these shadows. Yes, when they were launched, I was super excited, because for $5.99, what do you get in market? Nothing. Nowadays, you get very basic things for $5.99. For $5.99, when this palette came, I was like, what are you getting in this palette? You see the shade family? How many looks will you come out of it? Hardly 3. Hardly. Whichever look you create, you will end up creating similar looks. Similar means very close. You may not even tell the difference. I created this look yesterday also, but today I just changed up few shades and I created the same look again. Because you're not getting too many shadows, different shadows to play with. And the quality. Let's not get into the quality part, because I did not like the quality. They are again something very similar to Nicka K, but definitely a bit better than Nicka K ones. So if you are planning to buy these, you can totally skip it. See, never go for eyeshadow palettes by seeing hand swatches. I always say this, because hand swatches, see, I'll swatch it for you. Let me pick 3 shades. Okay, I picked up 3 wonderful shades from the palette. I'm going to swatch it here. These are hand swatches. Hand swatches will always be good. What are you doing? I'm just picking up and I'm just doing this. It will obviously show up. But when you pick up a product from the brush and start blending, you are not pressing the product, you're moving the product. You want to blend the product, you want to work the product out. How will you do that? With a good product, with a good pigment here, with a good matte shadow, with a good shimmer shadow. So do not buy your eyeshadows by seeing hand swatches. That is why I do not even insist myself doing hand swatches, because I don't feel it's the need. It doesn't help you to decide should you be buying that palette or not. Instead, buy an eyeshadow palette which has a good quality, which blends well, which performs well on the eyes. Not seeing some hand swatches. So yeah, I think a lot of you are buying these palettes by seeing hand swatches, which you should stop it. Buy a palette after seeing a good complete review. See the person blending the shadows, creating an eye look, then buy an eyeshadow palette. Then it makes the worth, even if it is for 100 rupees. This one is definitely overrated by Nykaa Eyes on Me. Nykaa has Just Wink It. Get those palettes. They are amazingly done. It is for $4.99. You will get it under a good discount. You will end up paying around $850, $900. But you're getting a quality eyeshadow. And those are very underrated. Just Wink It eyeshadow palette by Nykaa, very much underrated. Nobody talks about them, though everybody is talking about these ones. Why? Don't get this. Don't. So those were 10 overrated makeup products which I happened to discover. Yes, some of them were my favorites long time back, but over 8-9 months I've realized no, they are just overly hyped, and they have been really marketed well in the market so that you just jump and buy one for yourself. It can be any reason, if the pricing or the colors, the swatches, your favorite content creator showing it to you. There can be any reason you falling for makeup products, and yes, due to this process we end up getting a lot of overrated, non-performing, not so good quality makeup product, and these 10 definitely falls into that category, and they are not more than 3-star makeup products. If you agree with me, do share your experience with me. If you disagree with me, that's okay, because as I said, everybody's skin type is also different. Some products may work absolutely wonderful for you and may not work for me, and same goes for you as well. Everything will be linked in my description if you want to grab any of these makeup products or check them out on Nykaa. I will be here soon with some more interesting makeup product, though I was interested in showing you some surprising makeup products which you would have just neglected by the look of it, or maybe you would have thought no, I don't want to get it. I will come out with this video soon on my channel. Stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on my Instagram @Nicka. Till then, you take care, and I will see you in my next one.